Thank you all. What a great crowd on such short notice, and it is so great to see so many friends and so many volunteers and supporters. You're nice to make time on a weekday. Kathy and I are happy to be with you here today, and we just wanted to give you a little update on where things stand, and it stands this way. As you know, the canvassing is just about completed, and the official tally is now a gap of more than 16,700 votes, larger than it was on election night. Obviously, it did not move in the direction that we hoped it would, and so I've called Mark Warner this morning to congratulate him on his reelection, to thank him for his public service to our Commonwealth, and to wish him and his family well. It was a nice conversation, and I hope that he does well, obviously, in his continued service for the Commonwealth of Virginia and for the country. This is obviously a hard-fought race, and I'm proud of the campaign we have run, and I loved every minute of it. Well, well, maybe not this one so much, but we ran an issue-driven, policy-focused campaign with specific proposals to create jobs, raise take-home pay, lift people out of poverty, hold down health care costs, and reduce energy prices. We began this race 29 points down, and we were outspent by more than 2-1. And in the end, a shift of 9,000 votes could have changed the outcome of this election. And if I believed there were any conceivable way that we could find a viable path to win through a recount, I'd fight as hard now as I have for the past 10 months of this campaign for our policies and for our principles. But I ran because I love our country and our Commonwealth, and it would be wrong to put my fellow Virginians through a recount when, in my head and in my heart, I know that a change in outcome is not possible. We've heard from supporters and voters with concerns about some irregularities, concerns about their ballots, and we forwarded those to the Republican Party of Virginia to follow up to ensure that, one, every legitimate vote is counted, and two, that we protect against any such irregularities in the future. But even factoring in any of these votes being counted, and after careful analysis of past elections here in the Commonwealth, which have been even closer than ours, and in consultation with our legal team, I've concluded that the numbers just aren't there, and it's time to accept the decision of my fellow Virginians. And after 11 months and 56,000 miles traveled, Kathy and I are blessed to call so many of them our new friends. We could not have come this close without the tireless efforts and the countless hours of the mighty, mighty G-Force. And I want to... Kathy and I love you all, and we surprised a lot of experts Tuesday night, but you weren't surprised at all. You had faith all along and kept working hard, even in the face of being told it was hopeless. And I want to thank all of our volunteers who were there from the beginning. But I'm just as grateful for all of those volunteers who supported others in our nominating process and came on board after our convention. Many of them were Tea Party voters who were initially skeptical of my candidacy, but after getting to know one another better, it was clear that their concerns are my concerns and my concerns are theirs. These patriotic Americans are often wrongfully marginalized, if not demonized, in the media, and it's wrong. I hope our campaign helps foster an even greater working relationship between traditional liberty movement and Tea Party Republicans going forward, and that our party continues to rally behind our nominees no matter what door they have come into the process through. Let me say, too, we could not have gotten this close in this election if we didn't take our positive message to voters who haven't traditionally supported Republicans campaigning in every corner of the Commonwealth to every segment of the electorate. Our campaign information was translated into 7 languages, and we went places that Republicans for too long have written off and Democrats for too long have taken for granted. We went to ethnic festivals, black churches, college campuses, Islamic centers, homeless shelters, food banks, and the recovery community. And after getting to know one another better, it was clear that their concerns are my concerns, and my concerns are their concerns. And those efforts paid off, and as a party, we need to carry them forward. So now I'm going to begin rolling credits. So be patient with me here because we have a lot of people to thank in this process. Throughout the campaign, we ran as a team with our congressional candidates, and I am so happy to congratulate my longtime friend, Barbara Comstock, for winning in the 10th Congressional District. And in the 7th District, a new friend that I made in the course of this campaign, Dave Bratt, who will do a great job representing the people of the 7th. They will be effective leaders for the people that elected them to be servant leaders for our Commonwealth. I want to congratulate another longtime friend, Suzanne Schulte, and another new friend, Micah Edmonds, for running such impressive races in the 11th and 8th districts as well. Virginia has one of the finest congressional delegations in the United States Congress, and it was a joy, a pure joy to run with Rob Whitman, Scott Ridgell, Randy Forbes, Robert Hurt, Bob Goodlatte, and Morgan Griffith. They are all strong voices for us in the United States Congress. Former Congressman Eric Cantor and retiring Congressman Frank Wolf were generous in their support of our efforts as well, and I want to thank them not only for their support of our campaign, but for their service to our country. Our General Assembly members campaigned with us throughout as well, and I want to thank Speaker Bill Howe, Leader Tommy Norman, and all our delegates and senators for their invaluable help along the way. We had so many good friends and great surrogates and advisors. Mark and Suzanne Obenchain were tireless. You know, we decided early on not to have a campaign chairman for this campaign, but Mark pretty much served as our campaign chairman. A lot of campaigns have one. They tend to have a title but not do a lot of work. And Mark is the exact opposite. He did not need or want a title and worked tirelessly on our behalf and gave us great advice. I'm lucky to call him my friend. Our party is stronger because of his principled leadership, and Virginians are fortunate to have a legislator of his intellect and integrity in the state Senate. I thank Burson and Pete Snyder and the Pig Rig for the miles they logged and the events they covered in their friendship. Kathy and I are so happy that for them as they expect their new baby. Our finance team was did a great job. Bill Goodwin, Fred Malek, Senator Jeff McWaters, and Steve Smith. I thank Pat Mullins and the staff at the Republican Party of Virginia who were shoulder to shoulder with us throughout this, and Pat will be missed as he steps down as chairman of the Republican Party of Virginia. Appreciate his service to our party. And I want to thank the RNC and their victory staff led by Josh Daniels, who did a great job. But of course, the tip of the spear was the Ed for Senate campaign. And the tip of that tip was our campaign manager, Chris Levitt, who is tireless, smart, committed, and unrelenting. Chris, thank you. Our political team was the backbone of our highly effective ground game. Political Director Audrey Jackson, Field Staff Director Huff Cooksey, and Regional Directors Tucker Davis, Tony Riley, and Alec Thomas were fantastic. We did a lot of outreach, as I mentioned, and our coalitions team was wonderful. Helped us make so many new friends and go places that we hadn't been before as a party, and I want to thank our coalitions director, Sandy Liddy Bourne, Ryan Young, and Sarah Cochran for their hard work. We were a policy-driven campaign, and I appreciate the hard work of Policy Director Brian Robertson and Brandon Patty and Ryan Ladata for coming up with innovative policies and a positive agenda, EG squared, the Ed Gillespie agenda for economic growth, which we ran on and resonated all across our Commonwealth. We raised a lot of money for a campaign that nobody thought had a chance. So our finance team, led by Elise Deach, and including Sean Russell-Holt, Sandy Canada, Emily Barrett, Rob Nelson, Caitlin Collins, and Laura Van Hove did a fantastic job. Appreciate the hard work of our communications team, including my friend Tucker Martin, Communications Director Paul Logan, Garrett Hawkins, and Miriam Roth, and our very talented Social Media Director Eric Wilson, who really helped us build a community of support. My friend Phil Cox found time to provide great counsel, even though he was in the midst of a slew of governor's races all around the country. And last but not least on the staff, I have to thank my right-hand man, Kyle McColgan. We traveled 56,000 miles together, didn't kill one another. We just went wherever the campaign sent us, and by the end of it all, sometimes we weren't sure who made us more mad, the Warner campaign headquarters or our own. But Kyle, thank you very much. And finally, I thank my family. Kathy was my most effective surrogate on the campaign trail. We're blessed by a wonderful marriage, and I am a very lucky man. She's with Ed, as you can see, and I'm with her. John, Carrie, and Molly were supportive and understanding throughout this campaign, knowing that it was going to take me away from our very close family at times. Losing's never easy, but it's made easier by knowing that they are there for me and that now I will have more time to be there for them. It would have been nice to be called senator, but the best thing I have ever been called is Dad. Yeah. And so, in fact, Kathy and I are leaving from here for Parents' Weekend at our daughter's college. And so let me conclude by saying thank you all. And Molly, Mom and I are on our way. God bless you. God bless the Commonwealth of Virginia, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.